The Pirates have arrived via the Puget Sound, and tonight they invade the fort, Safeco Field, home of the Mariners, as they play host to the Pirates here in Seattle. And welcome into the booth, Joe Block along with John Wehner with you here this evening. And tonight it will be Jameson Taillon on the mound, making his 5th major league start, and we're getting more of an idea of what he is capable of.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I really enjoy watching the young pitchers pitch, and Jameson Taillon obviously came out with a bang and had a couple good outings. Not so much his last couple, but looking forward to that pitch, the changeup, the curveball, the fastball command, I think is also a big thing for Jameson. Tonight, though, he has 7 lefties going up against him in this Mariners lineup, so I think he's going to have pretty good command of that two-seam fastball, the curveball, and may have to throw more changeups.
Now, we've seen a lot of different things from Taillon so far. You know, the last couple of starts hasn't been as effective. Now he's also had 3 different catchers. He'll have his 4th in his 5 starts behind the plate with him tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. In 5 starts, 4 different catchers. But, you know, this guy knows what he's doing. He has good, clean mechanics. You know, I think the guy knows what he's doing with his fastball. He doesn't walk a lot of batters, which we've seen in his last few starts. And so I'm looking for a good start from Jameson tonight.
And offensively speaking tonight, we're looking for the Pirates to continue their good hitting that we've seen for most of the season, and Gregory Polanco with the DH. He can be in the lineup these last 2 days.
Nice to see him back in the lineup, looking healthy. Ran the bases a bit last night, and you know, not maybe full speed, but pretty close to it. I'm sure he's closer to getting into that lineup in the right field again. But it's so much fun to watch this guy. You see this package. He's hitting the ball up in the zone, down in the zone. He's hitting in and out. He's covering hard and soft. He's just hitting everything 450 about in his last 8 games.
And tonight, the Pirates will oppose lefty Wade Miley coming off the DL. Jameson Taillon for the Buccos against the Mariners here on Root Sports.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, Health for All. By Bordas & Bordas, official legal partners of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Visit bordaslaw.com. And by Day Automotive, we're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Mariners going with the left-hander Wade Miley coming off the DL tonight. Pirates getting another southpaw to face. And a look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update as Miley healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, you know, pretty good record, 6-3 ERA is, and he's gotten a lot of run support. He has pitched very well against the Pirates, though. 2-1, a 2.14 ERA in 5 starts. Didn't allow any more than 2 runs in any of those 5 starts. Guy with average stuff, really. Fastball, curveball, slider, change. A little sneaky at times, a little deceptive, but he's certainly capable. But he's capable to pitch well. He's capable to give up some runs.
And Pirates with mostly righties, of course, against the lefty here tonight. And back to the studios. Rob King's got a game break. Here in Seattle, trying to earn a series split here against these Mariners. Mariners taking game 1 last night, 5-2. Just a brief 2-game series as the Pirates starting the road trip. And here's Clint Hurdle has penned in for his 9 tonight. Our RAV4 lineup. Jordy Mercer leads it off against the lefty. Gregory Polanco, the lone lefty in there, but he's been hot and has hit lefties well this year. McCutcheon then Freeze. Gung, Marte, Rodriguez, Harrison, and Eric Kratz catching Jameson Tyone tonight. So Wade Miley fresh off the DL. And the strike.
Another look at numbers for Wade Miley, veteran lefty, 14th start, 76 2/3 innings.
Mercer skies it to right.
Not a lot of strikeouts. 58, 24 walks. Opponents hit 278 against him. Guy that's going to rely on keeping you off balance, working the ball in and out, up and down.
And now Polanco, who has been just fine, and especially in terms of his power against lefties. So not only in the lineup as the DH, but still in that familiar 2 spot. Hitting an even 300. The Pirates playing in all these American League ballparks, so you have the DH. Rocket, but foul. Here's who the Mariners employ in the field. Brought to you by Honda. And Nelson Cruz, who was the DH last night, out there in right field with Seth Smith and Leonis Martin also in that outfield. And Steve Clevenger, new catcher tonight for Seattle.
Fastball at 92. That's about as high as he'll go. He averages right at 90 miles per hour on the year. So much fun to watch Gregory Polanco this year. I mean, he just is so relaxed, and I'm not saying he wasn't in the last couple of years, but I think he has a better understanding how he's going to be pitched.
One out on strikes.
Not happy with that call. I'm guessing he thought it was off the plate, wasn't up or down. A little breaking ball. WB Mason strike zone has that pitch right on the corner. Good pitch, knee high.
Jeff Branson ejected from the ball game yesterday for arguing balls and strikes when the Pirates were called out on strikes 6 times in the game yesterday. Here's McCutchen. And Ben May, the minor league call-up umpire, was the home plate umpire last night. It's Mark Carlson, the crew chief, working the plate tonight. McCutchen at 243, 12 home runs. Into the hole to Ketel Marte. Throws him out. Wade Miley works a quick 1-2-3 inning, and with Seattle coming to bat. Seattle. Mariners coming to bat. Scott Service's lineup brought to you by Honda. And here's his 9 for the evening. Leonis Martin to start things with Seth Smith ahead of Robinson Cano. He had 3 singles last night. Nelson Cruz hit his 20th home run. Kyle Seager very good against righties. Daeho Lee. Adam Lind in the lineup along with Clevenger and Marte.
And here's your Hyundai numbers for Jameson Taillon. 1.14 4.50 ERA. 4 starts, 2 really good, 2 not as good. Opponent's hitting .293 against him.
Yeah, those were the last 2. 4 innings and 4 runs in each of those 2. So the pitch count got up high very quickly.
Jameson, you know, he does have good command, and it's odd to see the pitch count climb.
It's bad. Easy play for David Freese over at first. Look at our Rivers Casino tips to win for tonight.
Well, if you remember that second start against the Mets at Citi Field, he had great movement on the 2-seam fastball, and he knew where it was going and got, you know, a ton of weak contact and swings and misses. So hopefully he'll have that good movement tonight. And let's get the lead to Watson. Tony Watson, lefty out of the bullpen, usually the setup guy in the 8th inning. All these lefties in the lineup. You know, you get Watson up against these lefties, very little chance. Plus, you get Watson into the game in the 8th. Good chance you're winning the ball game.
Yeah, and if Taillon's the one that's handing it to him, that means he's gone probably 7 innings,
yeah,
which we need to see more of from the starting pitcher. Beat the shift.
And I could have easily have said get it to Felice as well.
Sure.
With Felice has been dynamite against lefties. Lefties only hit him .208 as well. And, not the greatest contact here from Smith. A little bit off the end of the bat there, but a good approach. A pitch up, out over the plate, able to stay on top, stay inside. Rewarded with a base hit.
Man aboard for Robinson Cano, having an outstanding season. 3 hits yesterday.
And by the way, Felice, I was looking at his right-handed splits. Righties hit .208 against him. His lefties 156.
And that's actually gone up.
Yeah.
It had been in the O's for most of the year. But Taillon, yeah, if he can go deep into this game and handing it to those guys, that means he's got a lead and he's pitched well. Since he threw that 8 innings a couple of weeks ago, the Pirates starting pitchers have only gone past the 6th inning twice in 14 games. So, and most of those times are really hard to even get past 5 innings.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's for the Pirates to turn this thing around and win more games. Their pitchers, their starting pitchers, are going to have to get deeper. There's the good curveball there. Cano missed that by a mile. And,
you don't see him take swings like that.
Yeah, perhaps fold. I don't know, but he missed this curveball by a bunch. I don't know if he thought it was a high fastball, didn't recognize, but he was out in front and not close.
One of the game's great established hitters. Longtime Yankee, 10-year deal with the Mariners. Check to swing.
Pretty good movement on that fastball. Did Cano go? Not quite.
Hisashi Iwakuma, last night's winning pitcher for the Mariners. 2-2. The curve.
Still had Cano out in front of that one. That one up a bit. I'm not sure if Jameson was trying to throw that for a strike or get the swing and miss. Oh boy, it has a lot of break to it. And Ray Searage, you bet he knows he has a good one here in Tyone.
Another 2-2. Hit the bag and got through. No, just like last night, to several ground singles, and that time getting a little help.
Yeah, the hard hit ball, and Jordy Mercer kind of committed to this dive before the ball hit the bag, and you wonder if Jordy stays on his feet, he may have been able to react and catch that. That would have been actually an easier play coming off the bag because the ball is up around the chest. A little more difficult going to your left when you have to reach down around the ground, but obviously it was hit hard, and Jordy was thinking he was going to have to dive to keep it in the infield. Hard to tell if he would have been able to stop it or not.
Now 2 men aboard for dangerous home run hitter Nelson Cruz. This one hit a long way, but it's curling. It is foul.
And Cruz knew it. He didn't move away from the home plate area.
He has hit 20, including one last night off John Neese.
These bigger type home run hitters, you know, like a Cruz, and you wonder about, you know, bat speed, or does he catch up to a good fastball? I mean, it's the first one he saw at 95 and he was out in front of it. And that gives you an idea. He's a pretty good fastball hitter.
On the ground hard. We get one there and 2, a double play.
Beautiful.
Around the horn, 5-4 to 3. And despite the 2 hits, nothing across for Seattle.
One inning in the books here from the Great Northwest. What a beautiful place it is here at Safeco Field. I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. Well, the Pirates got some good news out of the AAA farm system, and as 2 members of the Indianapolis Indians are going to the All-Star game, including Tyler Glasnow and Josh Bell. Glasnow is set to start the All-Star game in tonight's T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. Glasnow this season, look at the numbers he has put up: 7-2 with a 1.70, leads the International League with 105 strikeouts. Josh Bell putting up some fantastic numbers as well. Joe?
And Freese hits this one down the line and out of here. That one just hugged the line. And David Freese goes opposite field to give the Pirates an early lead.
And he will tell you that when he's hitting the ball the best, he's going up the middle the other way, and he got a pitch he liked up and out over the plate. And I'm not sure he got all of it, but it just goes to show you how strong David Freese is. He doesn't have to get all of it to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And there you see it. It wasn't that. I thought it was like about belt high. That's just above the knee on the outside corner. That's just great hitting.
7th home run for David Freese.
Well, yeah, you see the head drop down, and he's looking at it and hoping. 326 down the line. He had about 10 or 15 feet to spare.
That's not the only time he's hit a ball over Nelson Cruz in right field.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
That one went over the wall, though, unlike the one in the Game 6 of the 2011 World Series. There's one out, and let's go back down to Robbie to finish up. Sorry about that, Robbie. But
yeah, how rude of David Freese to hit a home run while we're discussing those guys. But Josh Bell, Tyler Glass. Now, Josh Bell's an interesting case. He's actually a Triple Crown candidate in the International League. Leads away with a .316 average, second in RBIs, and he's 5 away from the home run lead. He has 11. The leader has 16. So really good stuff. And Assistant General Manager Kyle Stark is here in Seattle. And I asked him about the two guys, and he pointed out the fact that both these guys being in big league spring training this season really was a big reason to key their success. Not that they didn't have the work ethic, because certainly they do, but to see how these guys go about their business, of Starling Martes and Garrett Coles, all those guys of Major League Baseball, how they go about their business every day to get their bodies prepared to play a long season really proved to be beneficial, and they're seeing the results this season.
that's good stuff, Robbie. And you know, I'm excited to see both those guys in a Pirate uniform at some point, whether it's this season or I would imagine by next season. You know, for Bell, the way that Jaso and Freese have played at first base, there hasn't been that need over there for Josh Bell to come up.
Those are impressive numbers, and unless there's an injury to one of those two guys, we will see them both before the end of the year. I'm confident of that.
Glass now, we've heard a lot about what he's done. Marte just keeps doing what he's been doing. 6-game hitting streak now with that 1-out single. Hear about Glass now and the walks, but his strikeouts have been so high too, as Robbie pointed out.
Boy, this is a nice swing here. That fastball, look at where the location is, down about shin high, maybe off the plate in. And as a hitter, that there may be no better feeling as when you could take a fastball that's down and in and drive it up the middle. No rollover. That means the hands are working. Everything's smooth, easy. Seeing it, everything looks slow to you up in the batter's box. It's just a pretty swing.
How do you square up a ball that's placed there?
It's dropping the head of the bat.
Like a golf
That's
swing
almost
almost?
what it feels like. The bottom hand just takes the barrel of the ball.
Now Sean Rodriguez in there, so the Pirates may not be satisfied with just a single run. Marte always a threat to run over there. Marte with 20 steals. Now, is it more difficult to David Freese with the home run, giving the Pirates the lead? Is it more difficult to run against a left-hander, or does it just depend on how quick he is to home plate?
It depends on the move, the look. If it's not John Lester not a tough guy to get a jump on, because you know he's not throwing over. I know this, if you haven't faced him, and Marte has faced him a good bit, so Marte, it's been a while, I'm guessing, so he might not remember what the move looks like, but you feel more comfortable after the guy throws over there.
Got a piece of Rodriguez. Wade Miley coming off the DL. He did make one rehab start on Friday. and only missed 16 days, so he hasn't had that much of a layoff.
Like a little slider that just kept breaking in. But he is pretty quick to the plate. That always makes it more difficult, whether it's righty or lefty.
Now Josh Harrison with 2 men aboard. Hitting at 282. This one ripped toward the corner. Base hit and more. Marte in to score. And Rodriguez behind him. He'll get in. Harrison trying to go to third, and he'll get in. It's 3-0 Buccos.
Another big hit from Josh Harrison. He's been driving in runs all year long, and he got a pitch he liked, able to slap it down the corner in left field, so you know that Marte is going to be able to score easily. As you saw the location of that pitch, up middle half of the plate. That's good hitting, and a good hitter like Josh Harrison's gonna take advantage of that most times. You see him going hard, you know he's going to get at least a second. I guess the only question would be, could Sean Rodriguez, on a ball down the left field line, can he score all the way from first? And you see as there's a play at the plate, Jay able to take an extra 90 feet with 1 out, which is big.
Rolled a double, 2 RBIs. And the Mariners quickly behind. Pirates bats on that 11th double of the season from Harrison. Staking Tyone to an early lead. Mariners bringing the infield in with 1 out. Eric Kratz doing the catching. 4th different catcher for Tyone in those 5 starts. 2 for 29 with the Astros, 2 for 29 with the Pirates. Those 2 hits have both been big ones. Don't need one here though to add to the lead.
There's a nice aggressive send by Rick Sofield over there at third base. You know, with 1 out, some third base coaches will be a little more cautious sending the runner.
Seager gets Harrison back to third. Rodriguez all the way around for first right after getting hit with the pitch.
And a lot of that decision making is done before the game, and Rick Sofield knows that the left fielder Seth Smith does not throw the ball well. I mean, if it's a guy in left field like Marte, there's no way with Marte's arm do you send that runner right there. But with Seth Smith, who picked that ball up before it got to the wall and threw a big rainbow into his cutoff man, which allowed Rodriguez to beat the throw.
Jordy Mercer gets the bat for the 2nd time in as many innings. Well, to right center, hanging up there. Cruz retires it. Pirates get 3 in the inning. It all started when David Freese led off the frame and poked one over the wall for his 7th home run. Pirates on top, 3-0. The UPMC scoreboard. Jameson Taillon now working with the lead. David Freese leading off the top of the inning. The home run right down the right field line. Quickly 2 strikes on Seager. Josh Harrison with that 2-run double. And Seager's number is very, very good against righties. Not this righty. First strikeout for Taillon. And look at some social media. Point Park tweets. Jordan commenting that's a great opposite field approach and swing. Taylor saying Freese knew it as soon as he hit it. And there's a freeze warning in Seattle, Uncle Andy. Uh-oh. Wrap up all the rose bushes. Dae-Ho Lee down the line, but foul. You can always tweet the booth, hashtag Bucks Booth. Send your happy birthday wishes to John Wayner. Well, several people already have.
They have.
Yes, I've been monitoring the wishes. A lot of people discover this before I let the cat out of the bag.
Not for much longer, Joe.
Do we have a cake for you tonight or anything?
We do not.
We did not. Okay. Well, we are bad friends.
We're about less than an hour and a half away from starting the 50th year.
Well, that's right. It's a silver anniversary year coming up. Yeah. Not any silver in the hair just yet, though.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, you hide it well.
It's there.
Oh. I won't ever know if I have any, so that's better.
Nor would I.
Good point. Yeah, if it ever, yeah,
right above the ears,
yeah.
You'd have to zoom in to see the.
Yeah, I don't know if they could do that.
On the side.
Taillon goes to his first 3-ball count here on Lee, who has a lot of power. This Mariners club 3rd in all of baseball in home runs. Talking with Jung Ho Gung today about Dae-Ho Lee, who was when Gung was growing up as a teenager. Lee was already a standout in the Korean baseball organization, and said he was one of the guys that was a guy that people would look up to. There's your player. It was impossible to get out in the KBO.
Played a long time. He's a big man too.
You know what the other funny thing Gung said about Dae-Ho Lee is that he was actually he operated as a bigger player as a third baseman when he came up in the KBO. So he's actually slimmed down now in the big leagues. So, but they played against each other a lot when Gung came up in the KBO. Lee went on to play in Japan for 4 years, and now his first year in the major leagues. Adam Lind, that we saw a lot as a Brewer last season, now with the Mariners. Platoon first baseman. Taillon had 2 strikes.
It would be interesting to know in the case of, I guess he'd be Dae-Ho Lee, a guy that could tell you and far the different styles, the different competition, the level of pitching or whatever in all 3 leagues. I'm sure I don't know how many there have been that played in all 3 leagues.
And a tidy 1-2-3 inning for Jameson Taillon. Pirates on top 3-0.
Pirates baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Tracks and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Barrel. With express service, you're in and out in no time. Visit barrelservice.com to find the location near you. Let's go Bucks!
Take a look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders, and Gregory Polanco tied now atop the National League in doubles. John Jay hitting the disabled list for some time now, and so Polanco and Carpenter will be battling for that. Matt Carpenter, the doubles machine. Polanco has very much been with them all year. Ball and a strike. I think it's interesting, Rock, about Polanco. The doubles are very high. You know, the home runs are decent. You know, it looks like he's going to hit 20 home runs this year or something like that. Well above, already at a career high for him. But do the doubles to you mean something as well? Because there's power, but it's not that home run or nothing kind of approach that sometimes you see with certain guys.
It means something to me because he's driving the ball. He's driving the ball to all fields, you know, more so than he has any other time since he's been in the big leagues. I mean, it's line to line. I think he's covering more of the plate. His hands are working better. And it's just so effortless for him, you know, to take a pitch out there and just flick it to center field. I think at times in the past, before this year, he got into trouble because it seemed he was always just trying to get to the fastball and chase the fastball and turn on the fastball, and we'd see him get the barrel to it, but a lot of times he was coming around the ball, hooking the ball foul. Now the hands are staying inside. I know a lot of work there with Jeff Branson, and you know, and he's creating a little more backspin. He's hitting more balls into the gaps. He's able to spray the ball over the field. He's staying back longer because he's not trying to chase that fastball or catch up to that fastball to the inner half. So I think his approach is more look at for the ball out over the plate, and then he just reacts with his hands when the ball's in. He doesn't force the issue, and so he's driving the ball better than ever. And a lot of times when, for instance, even if you get to a fastball in the inner half of the plate, and if you're looking to pull, you'll come around the ball and you'll top spin a ball to right field, and you get a base hit and it's hit hard. If you stay through it, well, that's when you hit the ball, like stay through it and inside it and not trying to hook it. Those are the balls that leave the ballpark. Those are the balls that go into the gap. And I think that's what he's doing so much better this year. And probably what he's done throughout his minor league career is my guess too, is, you know, driving the ball to all fields. And we just didn't see it as much, I don't think, in his first couple of years in the big leagues.
Steve Clevenger is down. Got on that bare throwing hand, and Scott Service, a longtime catcher himself, out with the athletic trainer. Make sure Clevenger is okay. What happened with Clevenger after that ball came in there? Let's see. Hopefully everything's okay with it. And it's just stunned, but we don't know that yet.
Ooh, right on the back of the hand and knuckles, and you know, the way he reacted. I hope he's lucky if there's not something broken in there. You see that more and more these days where the catcher, I mean, I'm thinking that in the old times the catcher used to keep the bare hand behind the back, but you see that more and more where guys are just kind of relaxing that throwing hand. Oh.
Tough look there on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. My goodness. Well, we hope he's okay, but I'm sure he's going to have to go for x-rays pronto on that. And the other catcher who we saw last night will have to come in, Chris Iannetta. So
do you ever have somebody like lay your hand down on a table and have somebody smash it?
Even that probably would feel better than what.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
and you like, I know, like as a kid, we used to play the game and would smash each other's hands, and it doesn't really hurt, you know, because for whatever reason it doesn't. Like, put your hand on there.
Okay.
See, leave it there.
No,
Come
I don't
on,
want to
what
do
are you
it.
afraid of? But anyhow, I mean, and so I know. I remember, later in my career in the minor leagues, I remember the catching instructor would work with the catchers, and he would kind of encourage just leaving that bare hand relaxed. Maybe just over your right leg or whatever for a catcher, and saying that, if it's relaxed and it gets hit, you're not going to sustain a major injury. And so I think you see that more and more. He almost had his fist out to where it's almost like he punched the ball the way that ball came in. So that didn't look good.
Well, while Chris Iannetta warms up, you can enjoy a movie night under the stars at PNC Park on July 14th. Watch a baseball classic on the scoreboard, The Sandlot. And tickets are only $5. Get your tickets at pirates.com/movie night.
You won't lay your hand down. You think that hurt you?
Yes.
No, I would
I've
not.
seen it happen.
Well,
just not as badly as Mr. Clevenger. I hope he's okay. Meanwhile, it's 1-1, and now 2-1 on McCutcheon. Now, in the olden days, the catcher's gloves weren't hinged like they are today. So, you ever see a baseball card or old photos of catchers? They got the two hands out like that. But now these days, I mean, in the last 50 years or whatever, catchers can catch one-handed.
Yeah, I would never think you'd want to have like an open palm or anything to where it can get you on the fingertips. But, hopefully, like you said, he'll be okay. I think there's nothing worse than injuring a throwing arm, a throwing hand, throwing shoulder.
Full on McCutcheon. And for a catcher, I mean, that's the livelihood, right? And
yeah.
Be able to throw the ball. Scott Service knows that. Long-time catcher. The Pirates trying to take advantage of that leadoff single by Polanco. Curious if he would run. He had that left leg discomfort that had kept him out for several days, but we saw him lay down a bunt yesterday and beat out a bunt hit. So curious if he would attempt to steal or not. And underneath it, Martin has an easy play.
Well, nobody has stolen a base yet this year against Wade Miley.
Is that right?
Yeah, just 2 attempts, and they were both unsuccessful. And if you go back through the last 3.5 years, there's only been 10 stolen bases against him.
Wow. So very quick, as you pointed out earlier.
Yeah, 10 stolen bases in 26 attempts, going back to the beginning of 2012.
David Freese, who homered his last time, is up.
2013.
In comparison, John Lester allowed 44 stolen bases last year. Way down this year, though. Well, David Freese got the scoring started last inning. How'd he hit that out of the ballpark?
That's just good hitting. And again, we'll tell you, when he swings the bat well, he's looking to drive the ball the opposite way. Center to the right field line.
Miley behind in the count.
Getting a call there, borderline pitch. Unless you're throwing against or facing a hard throwing left-hander, that pitch knees on the corner. A 2-1 count's almost always an off-speed count. In this case for Miley, even a 3-1 count gets you an off-speed offering.
Blanco at at first with one away. Twisted foul though. Up long enough. Cruz retires it for the second out.
And another hard hit ball from David Freese. I'm sure Miley was thinking after the previous pitch, an off-speed pitch that David Freese was a bit late on, hit it foul down the right field line, that he thought he'd be able to sneak that fastball by him. And after 3 straight off-speed pitches, but David Freese was right on it.
Gung out in front.
Looking for the fastball, gets the changeup.
From lefties, he sees hard stuff 58% of the time, and less than half the time against righties. To get that fastball. Gets one there. Not enough room for Nelson Cruz on the warning track. Leadoff single left right there, but Pirates still lead 3-0. Friday Night Rocks coming up from Oakland. Pirates will take on the A's from the Coliseum coming up over the weekend. Right now it's the Mariners. We're in the Pacific Northwest. And the Pirates have a 3-0 lead, trying to earn a split in this Chuck Woolery 2-2 series. The Mariners will come to Pittsburgh later on this season. For those of you fans of former game show host, Chris Iannetta is in there for the injured Steve Clevenger, so Clevenger didn't even get a chance to bat. Iannetta, part of that 2007 Rockies team that Clint Hurdle managed, that went to the World Series that year. Talking with Iannetta yesterday about that that group. He was one of the 2 catchers that year, and really felt that Clint Hurdle and that bunch was, handled their work professionally. Tried to go about their business. At this time last year, they were 4 games under 500, or that year, I should say, just as the Pirates are tonight, at the very same date on the calendar. And of course, that Rockies club got very hot at the end and went all the way to the World Series before the Red Sox beat them. But this is kind of the idea that you just keep playing. Nice catch out there by Jordy Mercer.
Soft little liner, Jordy right there. But yeah, I mean, it's way too early to count. There's maybe a handful of teams you can count out as far as postseason play is concerned. Maybe not even a handful. About a handful, I'd say. But yeah, there's a lot of baseball to be played. But I think when you get that far and you get a team that gets to the World Series, I mean, we're doing a lot of things right, and a lot of different areas.
Yeah, they still have to play well over a long period of time. But yeah, that club was just hanging around 500 really into late August before they got that hot. Now, to expect the team to be like that for 5-6 weeks and play almost perfect baseball, that's very hard to do. But it just goes to show you that it can be done. And Iannetta had talked about that. Pirates echo that same approach, just continuing to do their work, grind and be confident, go into each game thinking that they're going to win. And think about that Mariners club. 116 wins. 116 wins. They didn't win the World Series that year. They didn't even go to the World Series. So you don't know. You just want to get in.
It's hard to do. And that was pretty much that. There's like a saying where you're going to win 50 and lose 50, and then it's the other 62 that matter. That wasn't the case with the Mariners back then.
They're going to win 116. You're going to lose 46. And then all bets are off in the postseason. The same thing. We talk about the Cubs. The Cubs have come back down to earth a little bit. The Giants are there. The Rangers are there for that kind of best overall record right now. And if you get into the postseason, I don't care if you're the Cubs or the Rangers or the Giants or anybody else. If you get in, the Giants are great examples of that. The last time they won the World Series, they snuck in with that second wild card after the Brewers collapsed at the end of that 14 season. They get in and they go all the way. So beating the Pirates en route. So you don't know. You just need to get in.
Yep.
Eric Kratz wanted some airtime. Catcher's getting beaten up back there tonight.
Takes it right off the head. Sometimes you get hit and you don't feel it at all. Sometimes it'll leave a mark. Unfortunately for sometimes people end up with a concussion or worse. John Jaso, for instance, no longer catching because of concussions.
It's forced a number of guys, even before we knew more about concussions, like Cardinals manager Mike Matheny, into an early retirement. Eric Kratz has been around. Jameson Taillon has retired 7 straight. Mariners getting his second strikeout of the night.
time for the Toyota RAV4th inning. The all-wheel drive RAV Hybrid has performance that will make you rethink hybrid. Let's go Bucks!
3-0 Buccos on the UPMC scoreboard. Ken Griffey Jr. going to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in just over 3 weeks. Marte beats it out. We're getting some word on Mariners catcher Steve Clevenger. X-rays have revealed a fractured third metacarpal for Clevenger, so he did suffer a break in that hand.
Yeah, you had to be afraid of that. You know, the way he reacted. As you see Marte, not his best bunt, right back to the mound, but look how easily he beats the throw from Miley. I mean, it was soft enough where Miley had to come off the mound, but you know, typically you bunt a ball right out in front of the plate there. You don't beat it.
I don't like using the term batting title because I don't think batting average means that, you know, if you have the highest batting average, you're the best hitter in baseball. But we'll use it for this exercise. Starling Marte, can he win a batting title because of all the different ways he can get a hit?
I think if
he's 5th right now coming into tonight.
I definitely think it's possible. He has all the talent in the world, and you know, I really don't think he's been really hot yet.
And that's the first stolen base against Miley all year. As you pointed out, Rock, no one had stolen a base against him.
Very few attempts, but Marte willing to try, being aggressive as he's been all year on the bases. Going first movement, peeks in, beating the throw. Cano able to get just enough of it to keep it from going into center field.
Chance to add another here. Pirates leading 3-0.
You think a guy like Marte, and you talk about a batting title, you know, typically a guy that isn't very patient at the plate, swings at a lot of pitches out of the zone. You really kind of, you know, it's a tough go for a guy like that to win a batting title. But he's a good bad ball hitter. He manages to be able to drive it, put it in play.
Hit well to right and off the base of the wall in right. This time Cruz able to corral it, keeping a double for Rodriguez that scores Marte, and the Pirates are up 4-0.
And his good year continues. Sean Rodriguez putting together a nice season, getting more playing time, more starts, and continues to come up with big hits. A mistake pitch up out over the plate, and like David Freese, stays with it, drives it, just didn't get enough air under it. A line drive off the base of the wall.
th double for Rodriguez, his 22nd RBI. Josh Harrison had a 2-run double back in the second. So the Pirates rudely greeting Wade Miley in his return from the disabled list. Miley has thrown almost twice as many strikes as balls, the ratio you want, but it seems like he's been behind a good number of hitters tonight.
Yeah, a fair amount, and he's left a number of pitches out over the plate that haven't been missed.
Seager looks Rodriguez back to second and gets the first out. Time running out for the 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star ballot. Trying to get the Pirates in there with some last-minute votes. Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard, July 12th in San Diego. Vote today, vote tomorrow, and then that's all the time you have left. So vote a lot at pirates.com/vote. Eric Kratz bounced out his first time. Yeah, the balloting ends after tomorrow, so barring a late flurry, it doesn't look like any Pirates will be voted into the All-Star game. Two balls to nothing. Try to get Starling Marte in there. He's had a fantastic season. Just talking about that. Gregory Polanco as well. Some of the highlights offensively. Polanco very bashful. Kratz drives this to center. Martin with just enough room. Rodriguez will advance. Has some power in there, but ballpark able to hold it.
Yeah, didn't quite get all of it. You kind of can tell by the reaction of Kratz after he hit that ball that he didn't get enough of it. Pretty good swing, just didn't get all of it.
So 2 gone, but 2 out hit. Jordy Mercer could give the Pirates another run. Leading 4-0. Coming into tonight, Jordy Mercer in his career hitting .321 with power against lefties. 2 strikes. And this decade, it's as good as 13th in baseball. There's Don Roach, right-hander getting loose in the Seattle pen. Throwing 4 innings in that rehab start on Friday, so probably going to be somewhat limited pitch-wise here tonight. He's at 69 pitches.
Back-to-back curveballs. Hasn't thrown very many of those through the first 4 innings.
Felix Hernandez still on the disabled list. Mariners are getting healthier with their starting rotation, but the King not yet able to take his throne. Stopped by Iannetta. Rodriguez doubling in Marte, standing at third with 2 outs. And a base hit into left. Jordy Mercer with a 2-out RBI single. Pirates up 5-0.
Well, that's big. And Jordy Mercer, I mean, I'm sitting there trying to think off the top of my head if there's been any starts he's had this year against a left-handed pitcher where he hasn't had a hit. I mean, he's just so successful against left-handed pitching. Got a curveball that was left up a bit, outside corner, hits it hard. Not a lot of room between the third baseman and the shortstop, but it was hit hard enough, split them perfectly.
So Scott Service's Mariners down 5-0. Polanco's had a single today. Right into the shift. The shortstop Marte retires him. Pirates add another pair and lead 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. excitement of the Penguins Stanley Cup final. On the latest In the Room, here's Sidney Crosby and Matt Murray mic'd up and join the players on the ice as they hoist the cup after their win over San Jose. In the Room, Friday at 9, right here on Root Sports. Here in Seattle on a Wednesday evening, Sean Rodriguez coming through with a run-scoring double. Pirates leading 5-0. And Jamison Tyone has sent down 7 in a row. Jordy Mercer with that 2-out RBI single. Seth Smith, who used to back up Eli Manning as the quarterback at Ole Miss back in his college days. And the irony of that was when he came up in 07 with the Clint Hurdle's Rockies. Of course, Todd Helton, longtime Rockies first baseman, was there, and Helton was the backup for Peyton Manning at Tennessee. Foul ball.
I would have to imagine that that would be difficult to be at a pretty big college program as a quarterback and play baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that allowed?
Some interesting conversations, I'm sure, at that time. Beauty right on the inner edge. Third strikeout for Tyone.
It's been fun to talk about the offense, but we really haven't got to talk much about Jamison Tyone and how he's gone through the first now 3 1/3 innings. That curveball to Smith, he sees it out of the hand. He thinks it's up out of the zone, but that tight spin on that curveball, breaking it down and well in the zone. And yeah, Jamison has the good command, the good movement on the fastball. A couple of changeups in that at bat to Seth Smith.
And a lot of that tonight. The guys crouching, not expecting.
I'm not exactly sure what that pitch was. He threw a couple changeups to Smith that were like 84, 85. That pitch just maybe just choked the fastball a little bit at 88 miles per hour, but a good location, and gets ahead in the count with it.
Cano singled his last time. He's the last Mariner to reach base against Tyone. Gave up 2 first-inning singles. That's it. He said he did not have a feel for his curveball in his last start, which has kind of been his bread and butter even since high school. So a very rare night where the curve wasn't working.
Ooh. Yeah. And that's pretty nasty right there. And it's so much easier to pitch at the big league level when you're ahead in the count. And he gets ahead of Cano 0-2, and then he breaks off a dandy. I mean, look at that ball just falls off the table. You see it there. I mean, that starts out, it looks like it's going to be belt high.
Now 4 strikeouts for Tyone. Really starting to get into a groove.
And it's so much easier to pitch again. The 5-run lead. You got Cruz up there. Nobody's on base. Challenge. Fastball right down the middle. 94 miles per hour.
20 home runs for Cruz, including one last night. Tyone got Cruz to ground into an inning-ending double play back in the first. Popped him up. An over-the-shoulder catch from Josh Harrison. 10 in a row sent down by Jamison Tyone.
The 5-0 lead. A couple minutes ago, the guys were talking about Felix Hernandez. Well, there's John Jaso, who once played for the Mariners and also played a part in baseball history here at Safeco Field. As we flash you back to August 15, 2012, Felix Hernandez throws a perfect game, the first perfect game in Mariners history, and also the last perfect game pitched in Major League Baseball. The catcher that day behind the plate, yep, that's John Jaso. Jaso told me he remembers the Kings Court being full, the area where Felix Hernandez fans sit here down the left field line at Safeco Field. He said, but as the game went on, the rest of the stadium filled up, and eventually by the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, the stadium was full. Now, the guy he's talking to right now, Matt Joyce, actually played in that game, and Sean Rodriguez, that's the guy that made the last out, the strikeout looking. He said the stadium erupted when the last out was recorded, and for Jaso, that was the single most memorable moment he ever experienced on a baseball field. Now, Hernandez was quite appreciative of his battery mate. The next season, when Jaso came back as a member of the Oakland A's, Joe and John, he was given a Rolex with the inscription from the perfect game with the date and the score. It was a lot of cool stuff, and Jaso really talked a lot about it when I asked him about catching a perfect game. Really, it's amazing. Only 23 have happened in the history of Major League Baseball, and actually 2 happened here at Safeco in 2012. Philip Umber threw one as well as a member of the Chicago White Sox.
Thank you, Robbie. You know, that's one of those things that felt like that year was happening so often. Is Don Roach now aboard for Seattle?
Just 2 1/3 innings, a homer, a walk, a couple punch outs, and a win.
Hooked him up.
And heading the count 0-2, hung Andrew a curveball, and Andrew just gets under it.
You know, I was talking with Jaso back in spring training, and he was down in Bradenton about that perfect game. He's at a gas station pumping gas, and they have, you know, the little TV screens when you're pumping gas. And it said, trivia. Who was the last person to throw a perfect game? You know, and some clown on there like me, gives that trivia question. And Jaso's like, I know the answer.
Is that what the voice sounded like?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. David Freese with his second hit tonight.
And again, 3 balls to right field, 1 in the seats, 1 a line shot that Cruz was able to catch, and that one. Just a little base hit, didn't quite get all of it, but we'll take it.
Young just missed one his last time. Were you ever part of a perfect game, no hitter, anything?
No hitter.
Yeah. Was it a very memorable experience?
Sure. Both of them actually. Well, one was Randy Tomlin and A-ball.
Base hit for Young.
The other was a perfect game, I think, until the 7th or 8th inning. Kevin Brown with the Marlins in San Francisco, and it was memorable because I had to go in for defense, and so it's one thing to go in, you know, in a normal game, another to be in a game defensively in a perfect game, to whereas, as you mentioned, there haven't been very many. If you make a mistake, there's no more perfect game. The no hitter would still be intact. So yeah, that's a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. So
especially when you don't start the game, right?
Yeah, I think I played 3 or 4 innings in left field. San Francisco, a day game, sun, wind,
a candlestick,
and in the back of your mind, don't hit it to me, don't hit it to me, don't hit it to me.
Is that how you felt?
A little bit.
Yeah, with the wind swirl. No,
well,
Jason
didn't want to like a scorched line or anything that went into the sun.
This one's going to get into the seats.
I think I had to put up. I think Bonds hit like a routine little weak fly ball. I barely had to move, and so. But yeah, that he hit a batter. That was the only blemish in his no-hitter. He hit, I think, the leadoff batter in the 7th, or I think it was Marvin Bernard. So that would have been the 7th inning. So I think he was leading off.
Kind of like Scherzer, except came a lot later. One almost clipping Marte. Jaso said he was more nervous catching in the 8th inning. Once he came out for the ninth, he was totally calm for the perfect game, catching Felix Hernandez, which I thought was very surprising. I guess, you know, if you think, well, we've gotten this far.
Yeah. I would think the concentration level is a little different for the catcher, because you know they're putting the fingers down, they're giving suggestions to the pitcher, and if you give the wrong suggestion and you lose the no-hitter or a perfect game, I mean, the catcher would have to feel horrible.
Marte works the walk. The bases are full of buccos now with one out.
A rare walk for Starling Marte.
He's got 9. He's been hit 9 times.
2 of the 9 were intentional walks.
Now, there's only been one qualifying batter in the last century to have more hit by pitches than walks. So Marte getting a little closer to even now. Hey, paddle at the park with the Pirates on Sunday, July 24th. Make your plans to join Pelican International and Venture Outdoors for a Pirates game, and then a post-game guided river paddle. Packages include the ticket to the Pirates-Phillies game, and then you get some loaded value, a Pirates cap, and you get a kayak and a paddle for you to take home. So go to pirates.com/paddle and come on out and then paddle to your heart's content. Sean Rodriguez doubled in a run his last time. And a base hit all the way down the left field line and toward the corner. Freeze is in. Gung is in. Marte is in. It's a bases clearing double for Sean Rodriguez. And the Pirates are up 8-0.
Boy, that's another big hit. Sean Rodriguez clearing the bases. And a lot of breathing room. It just seems like there haven't been enough of these types of games for the Pirates of late to where you just get on top and you can cruise home. That little two-seam fastball actually off the plate inside, and Sean able to keep it fair, and obviously you get it down the line. The runners from second and third are going to score, and with Marte and that great speed, he's able to get wheeled around with no play.
Now Josh Harrison, who has driven in a pair tonight as well. Rodriguez with 4 runs batted in. Nothing Pirates here in the 5th. That one fielded on a hop. Twice.
Yeah.
And so for Sean Rodriguez, career most 4 runs batted in a game tonight. For Rodriguez.
25 RBIs off the bench for Sean Rodriguez.
Eric Kratz, and that's foul. Sean Rodriguez already surpassing last year's RBI total, home run total, walk total. Been on base all 3 times tonight. And Anna keeps it close. Every Pirate so far with a hit, except for Kratz and McCutcheon. 10 hits in all for the Pirates. They scored 5 off Wade Miley, and now Don Roach has permitted 3 to come across. Seager boots it.
Yeah, he had way more time than he thought, and he could have just pulled up and caught and threw it. He didn't have to throw it on the run, but he chose to try to make the play on the run, and the ball ate him up. He got caught in between. He probably could have pulled up and made that play a little bit easier for him. So he'll get charged with an error. I was hoping that they would give Kratz a base hit on that because of the way Seager played it.
Ruled an error. Jordy Mercer with a 2-out RBI single. 1 out of 3 tonight. Maybe another 2-out hit here, adding to that 8-0 advantage. Seager gets another chance. Pirates with 3 more off the bat of Sean Rodriguez. A career high 4 RBI night, clearing the bases with a ripping double. And the Pirates enjoying an 8-0 lead. Are up 8-0. Sean Rodriguez with 4 RBIs tonight. Hey, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Jameson Taillon, meanwhile, has retired 10 Mariners in a row. Kyle Seager leads things off. Rocky said last inning, Pirates have seldom lately have had a one-sided game in their favor. Seager rips this toward the corner, and a ground rule double. That's nice. I'll take it. You sure you don't want it? Oh, that's nice. So the first one since the first to reach for Seattle.
You have to go back to May since the Pirates have had a nice comfortable lead in Miami. Pirates won 10-0.
What does that do for a team, a staff, the morale? I mean, is it just one win, or can it be more than that?
Yeah, you go about business the same way tomorrow, regardless of the score or the outcome. But it certainly makes for a little more fun, a little more, I mean, it's
especially after a long month, right?
Yeah. you hope to continue and play, and
keep this game one-sided. Right?
Yes.
Mariners are a very good offensive club, so.
But is there a carryover effect? I don't think it carries over. I guess it can carry over till tomorrow, your off day, so you can enjoy it for 2 full days before you play again.
A rare off day for the Pirates. 1-2 on Dae-Ho Lee, who grounded out his first time. A foul ball into the corner.
One of the few times anybody's hit the curveball hard. Lee a little bit out in front. So it looked like a pretty good curveball, pretty good location, but the bat hit out in front and well foul. Yeah, up a little more than I thought. Middle of the plate. Above the knee.
Dae-Ho Lee, the established slugger in Korea and Japan. Let's roll it over. First out in the 5th. Tyone really having a nice night. Just 60 pitches with 1 out here in the 5th. Only went 4 innings in each of his last 2 starts. What's different here tonight?
Command. Working ahead. There you see pitches by inning, the most 16 in the 3rd. Hasn't been on the mound very long. Nice to see.
And Lind fouls it back. That's Nathan Carnes in the bullpen. He was just bumped out of the rotation when Wade Miley returned to it, so work out a relief tonight. Wade LeBlanc stays in the rotation for now. Stays at high, 1-1. Adam Lind hit 20 home runs last year. This year already with 11. Pending free agent for the Mariners. And a little base hit. Seager will break up the blanking on that RBI single by Adam Lind.
You continue to pound the zone, and not the hardest hit ball. I think it broke the bat off the end of the bat. Fastball left up a bit. And Lynn just getting enough of it to get it over third baseman Jung Ho Gung.
Chris Iannetta batting for the second time. Did not start this game. Steve Clevenger, who did have that exposed throwing hand on a foul tip, fractured the third metacarpal in his throwing hand, and his x-rays revealed that. Now 2-0. First time really that Tyone hasn't looked to be in a swift groove.
A little up in the zone, and Eric Kratz reminding him of something that get a little further out in front and drive that ball down in the zone like he's done so much tonight.
First time that Kratz has caught Tyone. Now look back here. This is what happened to Steve Clevenger. Watch that left, I should say his right hand on the left side. An exposed hand, just got it right in that, the knuckles, the back of the hand. A little flare in the right. Sean Rodriguez there. And so that broken bone in his hand, it's going to keep Clevenger out a while. Wish him a speedy recovery. Two outs now with Lind at first. The Mariners on the board in this inning. And Ketel Marte, number 9 hitter. Popped him up. Right after that pep talk from Kratz. Quickly gets out of the inning. Mariners get a run, and we're through 5 from Seattle. 8-1 Pirates. Pirates history, and 39 years ago, Willie Stargell, the first Pirate in franchise history to hit 400 career home runs. He did it against the Cardinal righty Eric Rasmussen. And the Pirates' 9-1 win over the Cardinals. Bill Robinson and Scrap Iron Phil Garner also with home runs for the Bucks at the previous incarnation of Busch Stadium. Here it's 8-1 Pirates. Jameson Taillon's pitched great. The offense has been a collective unit this evening. And the Pirate fans that have either made the sojourn here or maybe live in the Pacific Northwest.
There's a lot of black and gold here again. And I went and met some of the fans here earlier in the game. Ran into Jason Hartman. Nathan Karns, 6-2, 4.56 the ERA, 16th appearance. 38 walks. But yeah, I went out and met Jason Hartman, son of Eddie Hartman, former Pirate farm hand, minor league player, Brookline native. And as I was walking back, I ran into two folks. I wish I would have got their names, but they just came here for the series, and they went to Carrick High.
Oh, wow, that's fun.
Yeah, from Mount Oliver. Should have got their names, gave them a shout out, but I didn't.
I've got two names for you. Greg and Tessa Fouch, who are here today. They got married. They're on their way to Hawaii for their honeymoon, and they said, well, let's lay over in Seattle. Let's watch the Pirates game. And then they're going to head on to Hawaii for their honeymoon. So congratulations on your nuptials. And they picked a good game to come to.
Good idea.
One out of three for Polanco tonight. I am astounded still that you think the farther away you go from Pittsburgh, and this is as far as you can go, that maybe there wouldn't be as many, but a lot of people have either come out here or relocated. met a couple from British Columbia, which isn't that far here, just to the north in Canada. That are Pirate fans that are here for the games. So really cool. Always.
Beautiful area. You know, I kind of wish, and we talked about this a little before the game, with the day off tomorrow, it would be nice to just stay here for another day.
Great place to visit, and this ballpark, this city, and the hospitable hosts. And you know, look at it. It's almost midnight back home, and still the sun is yet to set. Right off of Elliott Bay. Yeah, there you see it. Part of Puget Sound. Great food, entertainment.
Bob went across there yesterday.
He took a ferry out to one of the islands out there.
Yeah. Visit his sister.
Very pretty area.
I thought it was cool flying in over the mountains. Still snow.
Uncle down on strikes, and that is going to have to throw him out. So Carnes gets his first man in relief. The sun yet to set. You can see on the right CenturyLink Field. That's where the Seahawks play. Football team. That's directly adjacent. There's kind of the sports complex here. There's Andrew McCutchen.
Does that roof close? That doesn't close. This one closes, but that one doesn't.
Now, they don't have a roof. Safeco Field does. It kind of slides across. It's not a. It doesn't completely enclose the stadium. It's just a. It's a roof. It's an umbrella,
yep,
so to speak. And it'll come across. They usually slide it across at night. And it's 3 movable panels. How many steel wheels do you think it has? Well, I'm told here it's 128 steel wheels. In fact.
I never guessed more than 125.
The 2-1. 3 balls at a strike.
You know how many steel wheels? How many of these LED lights are there?
Those are really cool. I've not seen anything. Have you? At least the shapes like that. They're the kind of
squares.
Kind of look like little window panes. Full on McCutchen. Last night when the Mariners had a lead and they were bringing Steve Cishek in the game to close it out, they kind of flickered the lights because they can come on and off instantly. Whereas still most ballparks have the traditional lights that take a long time to warm up. And Carnes with a pair of Ks here in the 6th.
You saw his numbers. He's capable of striking guys out, where he's had more strikeouts than innings pitched was when he was starting. And a good breaking ball there. I think Andrew was certain he was going to get a fastball. And got the bat head started a little too soon. Didn't recognize, couldn't hold up.
David Freese has really driven the ball tonight. 2 out of 3. And I have to wonder, he's hit the ball to Nelson Cruz all 3 times tonight. And
working it that way.
Now Cruz was playing for the Texas Rangers in that World Series in 11. That infamous play.
I can't help it. Every time it's brought up, I have to mention it. I think that he got a pass. Nelson Cruz got a pass. It's a ball that should have been caught, and then you know, and he's never called out on it. I guess except for when I talk about it. That ball should have been caught.
Freese said that he thought at first that he really got a lot of that ball, like maybe it's off the top of the wall or out. And then he thought he was going to be out, that Cruz would have caught up to that ball. It ended up hitting off the base of the wall and rolled away from Cruz. A 2-run game-tying triple. The Rangers were a strike away from winning it all. And then Freese comes up in the 11th inning after both teams scored twice in the 10th. Freese leads off the 11th inning. It's a 3-0 count on him. And he thinks it's ball 4, you know, to get aboard to start the inning. It's called a strike. And then on the 3-2 pitch, he homers to win it. And Neftali Feliz, who was on the right, he was on the mound in that 9th inning when he hit that ball to Cruz. So funny how that history continues after all these years.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Kenny Ross, Total Confidence Pricing, and by Levin Furniture, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
About a half of inning number 6. And the Pirates enjoying this one 8-1. Jameson Taillon has been outstanding. We work to the top of the order with Martin, Smith, and Cano. And ahead 2 strikes. Look at that strike total for Taillon.
Yeah, impressive.
An efficient total pitch number as well. He threw 70 pitches in his last start and only got through 4 innings.
You go and look at the work he did down in AAA Indy in terms of pitch efficiency. I mean, another good curveball and another strikeout.
5 of those.
Look at the curveball again. That's the bread and butter. It just disappears. Straight down.
Taillon's having a kind of night that Ray Series can just do a crossword puzzle or something.
Why not?
Cruise control. One, two, three, four, 8.
his last 8 starts in Indy. He had 6 or more innings. And never over 100 pitches.
And getting lots of swings and misses tonight. Liriano has to agree.
Yep. And everything. With the fastball, the curveball, the changeup. Good changeup there.
It's a foul ball.
Close one. No argument.
Mike DeMuro right on it. Well, this has been a real shot in the arm tonight. Not only the Bucks bats, but a really solid starting pitching performance, just like you outlined in our Rivers Casino tips to win for tonight.
He's had all his pitches working. Movement, strikes, chases.
Was that your birthday wish when you blew out your candle today?
What?
Nice strong starting pitching performance.
No. No, no wishes. Another year.
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all of our wishes at this point, right?
Yeah.
Just keep it going, please. Here's the 2-2. Weekly tap foul. Not a lot of hard hit balls either. Mariners have collected 4 hits. Tyone's got his brother here in town, just moved to Seattle for a job, so he's here this evening taking in the game. He's had family kind of follow him wherever he's gone here early in his career.
That's always nice.
Already an 8-pitch at bat, the longest one against Tyone tonight.
Let's see what he goes to here. See if he can get another strikeout.
So we'll see another pitch. For 9.
Change up there, a little bit up. I'm assuming that's a changeup. Now he's thrown a few pitches at 87, 88 mile per hour range. That maybe just a little bit of a harder changeup. We've seen the changeup down as low as 83, 84. I guess now that I'm looking at the charts, that the changeups at 83, 84 are actually the exception. The norm is 87 miles per hour on the changeup. That's what he's averaged with it so far this year in the big leagues.
So Smith has fouled off 5 in a row, and 7 pitches he's fouled off in this at bat.
And look at the pitches there on the chart. Everything out of the middle.
Yep. Now 12 pitches.
And he's going to see an inning's worth of pitches here, which might end up costing Jameson another inning. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was a pretty good look of where the location of all those pitches were. Everywhere but the middle of the strike zone.
Still there, and the base hit on the 13th pitch of the at bat for Seth Smith.
This was a fastball, I think, in the outside corner.
Oh, yeah, it still did get the corner.
Not a bad pitch. A little bit up, but on the corner. And just a nice at bat. Good battle. Nice swing to finish it off.
Now Smith barreled that a little better than I thought for a pitch on the outer edge like that. Now Ray Searage have to come out here and talk with Tyone.
Give him a little bit of a breather.
After that 13 pitch at bat to Smith. The Pirates thank our active and retired military with a military discount presented by IC Light, and ticket discounts available for Sunday through Friday games. Military and their families can save up to $10 on tickets. If you'd like to find out more, please visit pirates.com/military. Mound chat is through. Tyone's pitch count now up to 85. And Robinson Cano, who's 1 for 2. On the curve and a base hit.
He's been able to get that curveball down to Cano. He's made him look bad. And that's not easy to do, to make a guy like Cano look bad at the plate. But leave it up. He's good enough to hit it hard.
I got to face Nelson Cruz with 2 men aboard. Now, he did that back in the first at Tyone and got him to bounce into an inning-ending double play. Schugel just starting to loosen now in the Pirates bullpen. Get up in a hurry. So to Cruz.
Nice, maybe discussing what to do after this Cruz at bat, but it'd be nice to be in the dugout after this Cruz at bat. That's a good pitch, a great location. When you have a big slugger like Nelson Cruz and you don't want him to hurt you, you throw your 2-0 fastball right there. There's not many hitters that can do much damage with that. That's a big league pitch. Doesn't miss by much. A little knee buckle from Nelson Cruz, and it looked like Jameson trying to throw it in the zone. Kratz wanted it away, had to reach in, and maybe that's why he doesn't get that call. Watch Cruz. Whoa, a little spaghetti-legged.
(3-1). Challenged him.
And up to 95 there. Still plenty in the tank, and a two-seamer. Good movement on that one.
(3-2) pitch. He struck him out.
That's pretty good stuff right there.
Mano y mano.
And again, look at the location. Down in the zone, outer third. 4 strikes he threw the Cruz in that at bat, and every one of them were on that outline of that strike zone.
Edgar Martinez, who has taken over as the hitting coach. One of the greats. 7-time All-Star, a .312 career hitter. He might have been stymied by the way that Tyone has pitched tonight. Kyle Seager, lone man to it, scored for the Mariners after that leadoff double in the 5th. That's what that colored diamond means. Run scored. Six hits for the Mariners, 10 for the Buccos, on top 8-1. Trying to make this a split and head into an off day for taking on the A's in a 3-game weekend interleague series. Taillon will get out of this unscathed. 2 hits, 2 left, and an 8-1 Pirates lead. Jameson Taillon pitching brilliantly and getting some offense behind him as David Freese started the scoring and home run right down the right field line in the 2nd. And the big blast of the night. Bases clearing double by Sean Rodriguez. He's tied a career high with 4 RBIs tonight. It's offensively on the mound, complete effort. And handshake. Looks like Taillon's night is through. A good one it was.
And then, that one at bat probably cost him another inning. But yeah, that was a great pitching performance. Help from Sean Rod, Jay Hay, and David Freese.
Josh Harrison with a 2-run double. Spreading it around offensively. Carnes struck out the 3 men he's faced in relief. Gunn got aboard with a single in that 3-run 5th inning. Carnes has struck out all 4 Pirates he's faced. Jameson Taillon, an outstanding evening.
He had it all working. You know, he had the curveball especially. It may have been the best curveball we've seen, but he's been able to locate the fastball. Again, the curveball, and he's thrown a number of good change-ups to the left-handed batters. The swing and miss was working for Jameson, just cruising through 6.
And a nice line for him tonight. stranding those 2 runners too in the 6th inning, getting the final 2 outs, keeping it at just the 1 run, and did not walk a batter tonight.
Career high 6 punch outs, just his 5th game.
A little flare and a base hit for Marte, his 3rd of the night.
Keep collecting hits.
Now look at some Point Park tweets, and Sean Rodriguez getting some love on Twitter from Larry and from Ryan. He is hot right now. And thanks for staying up, Jason. Yeah. Late night. Sean Rodriguez providing some entertainment. It's Thursday back in Pittsburgh. Sun about to set here in Seattle.
So I could be the first, perhaps, to wish my brother a happy birthday, Tony.
Born a day after you?
Yeah, well, 6 years in a day.
Well, yeah, if he was born the day after you, that would be quite an accomplishment.
I guess that could happen.
Well,
if
I
you
guess
have
a twin, right? Yeah, I guess so. Twin right around midnight. Happy birthday as well. Today here in Seattle to Allie, who is a unnamed age, fiance to our Tyler Graham. So
happy birthday.
Try to squeeze that in here today. Oh, a lot of birthdays here today.
Let's see if Sean gets a good pitch to hit here. Give him a good fastball. Perhaps a 6 RBI night if he can get one airborne. Get a good fastball to hit here with a 3-1 count. Nope.
He'll take his walk, as he has done better and better this year. Nathan Carnes, who had retired the first 4 men on strikes. Tyone and Chad Kuhl, who spent most of the season together in the Indianapolis rotation. Kuhl going to stick around in the rotation for now. He's scheduled to start Saturday in Oakland. Garrett Cole, meanwhile, making progress, pitching a bullpen session yesterday. Harrison with that 2-run double back in the 2nd. Trying to add to an 8-1 Pirates lead. Andrew McCutcheon trying to join the fun tonight. Only he and Kratz without hits. Everybody's been able to put it together tonight. 11 Pirates hits.
Andrew will give another crack at it.
And the way that it's been going, maybe even 2.
Yeah.
Now 2-2. 2 on, 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Fair ball right at the bag, and Seager boots it for the second time tonight. Wow.
Yeah, and that's one you're trying to turn a double play, and it almost worked out perfectly for Carnes and these Mariners, as that ball took Seager right to the bag, and he's trying to catch it and throw it all while stepping on the bag at third to get the double play. But I don't know if he picked his head up a little bit, trying to be too quick. And that's unfortunate for the Mariners, but big opportunity here for Eric Kratz and the Pirates to add on some more.
Second error tonight, 9th of the year. Kratz trying to join the hit parade. He reached on the other error by Seager his last time around.
And that's what you do. I think Jay Hay especially. I mean, he's so good at hitting bad pitches. Doesn't always hit them hard, but he puts it in play. That good curveball from Carnes that looked like it was going to bounce in the dirt. He just is able to put it in play and put a little pressure on the defense. And Seager couldn't make the play. That wasn't much different, the curveball that Josh Harrison hit. And that's what he likes to go to. Carnes has enough fastball to get guys to cheat a little bit, but he throws that curveball an awful lot.
Lead runner is Marte. Rodriguez worked the walk. Harrison on the fielder's choice at first. Trying to add to this 8-1 lead in the 7th. Good stop by Iannetta. Came in the game for Steve Clevenger. Left the game after breaking a bone in his hand on a foul tip. Carnes in his first relief appearance of the season, being bumped from the Mariner rotation. Strike 3 call. That's the second out.
After seeing so many curveballs, perhaps looking for it was Eric Kratz, but 94 down the middle.
So 5 strikeouts for Carnes. All the outs that he's recorded have been on the strikeouts. There's Mel Stottlemyre Jr., pitching coach of the Mariners. Trying to follow in Dad's footsteps. 0-1 to Mercer, and David Rollins, left-hander, loosening. On Mercer at a run scoring single back of the 4th. Base is full of buckos. Pirates going to bring in A.J. Schugel, who has pitched better and better as the year's gone on. He's been pretty reliable.
Yeah. Very nice addition.
A pick up for Tyone at the end of this inning. 1-2 on Jordy Mercer. Single, a walk, and an error. Another stop by Iannetta.
That was a good one. That ball, what, 4 feet, 5 feet in front of home plate, keeping Marte right there. Curveball is After that bounces, it always goes in the other direction, and I knew it. Made it look easy.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2-2 from Carnes. Mercer hold up a swing. No, says Mike DeMuro. And the Pirates leave him loaded. Schugel coming on with an 8-1 lead.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Look at our Nissan road ahead. The A's, the next foe for the Buccos, starting on Friday. Sonny Gray, then Rich Hill coming off the disabled list. Ingham Mengden, the rookie, who has looked good so far. And, Jeff Locke going off a strong start. Cool in there as well. I guess, yeah, Cool in the gang, right? Will be the starters for the Pirates this weekend.
A.J. Schugel, 25th game. 3.76 ERA.
Dae-Ho Lee 4 for 2 against Tyone tonight.
Boy, that good changeup from A.J. Schugel. So much confidence in it, throwing it to righties and lefties. And that ball just kept running in off the plate.
They try to quantify the value of a pitch on Fangraphs, and Schugel's changeup was the second best changeup in baseball so far.
Really?
Now I don't know what that all means really, but if they've got a formula for it, it means it's pretty good. You could at least take that from it, right? And we've seen it that passes the eye test. What we've seen, it's been a good pitch.
Yeah, actually, I know there's a couple of times he's some big hits against it. I know one was in Colorado. It was a changeup, but I mean it was a pretty good bat. Actually, I thought it was a good swing. I'm trying to remember who hit it. I think there's been 2 of those where he actually threw the changeup and had the good movement and had it, on the outside corner, maybe a little bit up, and it ended up costing him. But it's a great pitch.
His last 11 outings, opponents are batting .149 against him. He's gotten better and better. And that's not just against the changeup, that's overall.
Yeah.
Last 2 months, they're batting .214 against him after that 5-run outing way back in Arizona on one of those wild nights at Chase Field. This is his first extended time in the major leagues. He just came up, pitched 9 innings last year with Arizona. That's it. So a rookie who has been one of the steadying forces and has pitched in some interesting situations too. I mean, he's come in a lot in extra innings.
Well, I think Clint Hurdle has a ton of confidence in him. I mean, he's a guy that he's not afraid to throw out there at any time.
I'll tell you, a quick jump. And Hurdle with Schugel, he's actually known him since he's a younger man, or a teenager, really. His dad Jeff was a scout for the Rockies, and Clint Hurdle was managing over there, and Schugel hanging around the clubhouse on occasion. So just has an idea of what kind of makeup Schugel has had since he's been younger. So and Schugel very unassuming too in the times that I've talked with him about, hey, you know, changeup's really good, you know, kind of aw shucks, or, you know, I'm just trying to get out. So, you know, not at all boastful. And of course, you know, as a rookie, you would expect somebody to be humble, but that's genuinely who he is. Even talking with him in spring training, same kind of approach, workmanlike. Let's go down to Robbie, who's got more on Schugel.
Well, you're talking about that. It's when Jeff, AJ's father, brought him to the ballpark. Clint Hurdle actually let him shag fly balls during early BP. AJ was about 11 years old, and he told me he remembers running around the field and then running around the clubhouse afterward, okay? Now, he said earning his first career save and his first career appearance at Coors Field was something that he would never forget, to go along with all those memory he has running around as an 11-year-old with that guy watching.
That's neat.
That was neat.
Good play by Jordy Mercer. And Schugel authors a 1-2-3 7th. 8-1 Pirates. Glad you're with us. Thanks for staying up late. 8-1. The Pirates enjoying this one, trying to get out of here with a split. Great night for Jameson Taillon on the mound. The Bucks bats have been booming. There's our venue here, Safeco Field.
David Rowan's a left-hander. He's yet to give up a run in 2 appearances, an inning and 2/3. One punch out.
Can you see us? We're up there somewhere.
Root Sports, they have it here in Seattle. So we're 2 over.
You kind of see.
Yeah, there you see the Pirates banner.
There's my tie.
A big breaking ball had Gregory Polanco bailing out a bit.
1 out of 4 this evening. Carnes struck out 6 in his 2 innings. Stranding the bases loaded. Pirates threatened again in the 7th.
Slider to the lefties. Has a decent fastball and averages over 92 miles per hour with it. Polanco hasn't seen it.
Last chance to try to get some of those Pirates into the All-Star game. Voting will end tomorrow, or I guess later on Thursday. Back home. Pirates.com/vote. Polanco down on strikes. Robbie's got more on the All-Star festivities coming up in a couple of weeks. What do you got?
Yeah, pretty cool stuff is what I got, Joe. When you look at the All-Star Futures game in San Diego on July 10th, Austin Meadows and Davidas Neverauskas, 2 guys pitching. Neverauskas has been really good combined with Altoona and Indy. The numbers were dominant in Altoona. And look at Austin Meadows. He's forever etched in the record books. Austin Meadows is in Altoona with the 24-game hit streak. If we get a pop fly, is that going to drop in, you think, Joe? No.
I'll wait till now I say no.
The answer to that question is no. But Meadows, how about this? 2 different ways of drafting and developing talent. Meadows was a first-round pick back in 2013. Neverauskas was a non-drafted free agent. The guy comes from Lithuania. He didn't even speak any English when he came here to the United States, and here he is making the futures game and part of the future of the Pirates franchise, and a guy who really has flown under the radar for the most part.
Yeah, we've heard a lot about Meadows, but Neverauskas, who we did see on a handful of games in spring training, he was brought in. A right-handed reliever, has really taken off. Nothing really eye-popping at the time during spring games, and has just been quietly very effective. Earned that promotion. Now part of the world team in that futures game. I love watching that. I'm so glad that they brought that. That's the Sunday before the All-Star game. You get the Sunday is the futures game, the Monday is the home run derby, Tuesday is the All-Star game.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
The Pirates are always well represented in that futures game. Get to see who is going to be coming up very soon. Robbie was telling us earlier too that Tyler Glasnow and Josh Bell named to the All-Star teams in the International League. So with a lot of bright prospects, a few here, and Cano with the buttered fingers. 3rd Mariners error tonight.
Yeah, that's frustrating. That's just
Seager's made 2 of them.
Trying to be too quick, and Cano, as steady as they come over there at second base, I'm sure he's frustrated He's only made one error prior to this, and it's an easy hop. It's an easy play. He just got a little too lax, just too nonchalant.
So Young will get another chance here in the 8th. Singling back in the 5th inning. That was scoring was capped by Sean Rodriguez as Naftali Feliz warming assumedly to pitch the 8th. Three balls to nothing now. Pitch walk, and all of a sudden what looked to be an easy 1-2-3 inning for Rollins. Scott Service lamenting the fact that now 2 men are on, and Starling Marte, who has not been retired tonight, is coming on. Marte has also stolen a base this evening, getting that average up to .332.
He looks locked in. Anytime he draws a walk, I think he's locked in. He just doesn't draw very many, but the 3 hits, the walk, and now looking to add to the RBI total.
2 on, 2 out.
And Rollins, all breaking balls to Polanco. The righties, he throws a lot of fastballs, and you're seeing the velocity has just been 88 to 90. Mixing a changeup on occasion to the righties, but he likes the fastball. That looks like a changeup grip. Nope. Fastball up. Top of the zone, inside corner.
Two-strike pitch. Pirates leading 8-1. 3-run second, 2-run fourth, 3-run fifth. 4 driven in tonight by Sean Rodriguez. Marte strikes out to end the thread. An error and a walk, 2 left. Last of the 8th on its way. Feliz coming on, 8-1. Coast this weekend as they head to Oakland to take on the Athletics. See the first of this series Friday starting at 9:30 with Pirates pregame. Presented by WB Mason right here on Root Sports. Pirates and A's. Look forward to that. Interleague play. Here it's 8-1 as the Pirates aim for a series split. And Neftali Feliz is now aboard for the Buccos.
And what great work he's done. 2-0, 321. Almost a strikeout, more than a strikeout per innings pitched. Opponents hitting just 184 against the hard throwing right-hander.
Marte, Martin, and Smith due up for Seattle. A.J. Schugel threw a perfect 7th inning. Marte, nothing out of 2. Young shortstop for Seattle. Last year came up, played 57 games for the Mariners. Really like him. He's jammed him. 98. Of course, the Dodgers fan is here to make that catch right next to the Mariner Cub fan. Just baseball fans taking in a baseball game. These with a little turn right there.
Yeah. Johnny Cueto.
We saw almost all the Giants relievers and Cueto do that. A number of the Giants relievers were all kind of incorporating the twists and the pauses. The new in thing,
I guess.
An homage to Louis Tiant, perhaps. McCutcheon's got the grab for out number 1. Oh, look at that. As the Orioles are here. Pedro Alvarez now with Baltimore taking in the ball game tonight. So as the Orioles are already here. Wants to see some of his former mates. They were in San Diego today, so made their way up.
You don't see that very often. Major League Baseball players in the stands watching other baseball players.
Yeah, you got a night off. What are you going to do? I'm going to go watch more baseball, and I'm going to just sit in the seats. You know, Orioles were winners today. Pretty neat. I wonder if anybody said, hey, are you Pedro Alvarez? Yes. Feliz quickly retiring the first 2 men, and now Seth Smith coming up.
It's boy, Feliz tough to hit. And these fans not bothering to watch, just having fun.
They got their garlic fries. And
is that the thing up here, garlic fries?
It's big in San Francisco too, I think. But a lot of folks tweeted at me, said, hey, you got to make sure you get the garlic fries while you're there. Their fries cover with garlic, not actual garlic that is fried.
Is San Francisco considered Northwest or just the West?
That's a question that we'll have to pose when we get there. We'll do some intel on the ground.
The reason I say or ask, the flight tonight is like a 2-hour flight. It's a 2-hour flight from Pittsburgh to Florida. It doesn't seem like Seattle should be that far from San Francisco.
The West. 1-2-3 hitting for Neftali Feliz at the 9th coming up. Start the 9th. Pirates having an 8-1 advantage in large part to Sean Rodriguez tonight, tying a career high so far with 4 RBIs.
Nice approach there. Yeah, you like to see that pitch out over the plate going the other way, and gets one in off the plate and able to keep it fair down the line. Very nice.
Pair of run scoring hits tonight, that double in the 4th and then another one that cleared the bases in the 5th.
Didn't mean to butt in. Sorry, Joe.
I didn't mean to talk over.
No, I was talking over you. I'm very rude. Sorry.
Apology accepted, but I don't think it's necessary.
So I just looked at a map, and I would say San Francisco is probably actually more southern than northern.
So you would say that San Francisco is in the south?
It's, yeah, as far as the coast, the western coast. I mean, it's down there
So
quite a ways.
Southwest? Is it in the southwest?
Well, it's west, yes, and then the south.
But it's in NorCal, right?
Well, it's in Northern California, but as far as the western coast, it would be considered further south than north. It would be, you know.
So San Francisco is both north and south, and also west.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a north-southwest region of the United States.
Yeah, and that's about the same distance from.
You majored in math, not geography, right?
I'm amazed. Yeah, I thought it would be a short flight.
I was actually talking with Adam Lind yesterday of the Mariners about the travel, and I had the same curiosity. I said, you know, how is the travel here? And he said, well, we do have a number of long flights, including some in the division that are over 4 hours just to get to the 2 Texas teams. So the Mariners, there's Adam Lind. Mariners are not centrally located.
No, far away.
Almost Canada. Harrison with a 2-run double in the 2nd. And there you go, Tony Watson. That was one of your tips to win from Rivers Casino tonight. But trying to get the ball to Watson.
Yeah. I had help. Bob Walk did a nice job with the tips to win. He didn't like mine, so he changed them.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a scandal.
I like it.
Well, team effort, right?
I'll be leaning on him tomorrow as well.
On the off day?
Yeah. I mean, you don't prepare for Friday's game on Thursday?
And there they are, already getting some of their preparation in for the Oakland A's series.
Well, they get a nice big bag of M&Ms over there. Snacks.
Where do they go? Oh, I don't know if Lloyd is sharing that with them or not.
Of course, you wouldn't leave them sit out if you weren't going to. Oh my goodness! Did you feel that? I felt that over here. Did you feel that? It literally vibrated. That was unbelievable. I got to put everything back in place.
The Chevy Chase of broadcasters, master of physical comedy, Bob Walk. If we can survive, we'll get to the bottom of the ninth with the Pirates on top, 8-1. He's alive. On top, 8-1 here as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Looks like Walkie's okay.
Yeah, he was kind of wheeling that right arm around a little bit. You know, maybe that shoulder a little creaky. Tell you what, though, they do have there's some nice, comfortable chairs over there on that side.
Too comfortable.
Yeah.
Tony Watson on to try to get the final 3 outs here at the bottom of the ninth.
Holding opponents to an average under 200. 33rd appearance, 32 innings, 30 punch outs.
Cano, Cruz, and Seager, the last chance for the Mariners. Pitch and 1 out.
Andrew McCutcheon, good break on that one. Nice little backhanded play. Quick out for Tony Watson.
Hasn't pitched since Saturday, so getting a little work in. Trying to earn a split here after the Mariners won 5-2 last night. It's been all Pirates here early. Jameson Taillon pitched very well tonight, a run over 6 innings, and not walk a batter and struck out 6.
Outstanding stuff. Complete ball game here tonight.
Now 2 strikes.
194. Weak swing from Cruz.
He's thrown 4 pitches. He's got 2 outs. Hey, if you were with us in the top half of the inning, let's listen in on what happened to Mr. Walk here.
And that's 10 strikeouts for Mariners pitchers against Pirates batters. Oh, are you all right? Bob just fell over backward. He is all right, though. I promise you he's okay.
Yeah, what a guy. He bent over backwards for you.
Beautiful.
5 pitches, 3 outs, and the Buccos are going to get a split here in Seattle.
Yeah, that's a nice one. David Freese got it going, got the offense started with a leadoff homer in the second inning, and the Pirates added on 2 more in that second. Piled on in the 4th and the 5th, and Jameson Taillon on cruise control through most of it. Had good command, had the swing and miss, had the curveball. Outstanding ball game, a complete ball game, a nice easy one for the Bucks.
And you didn't have to be on the edge of your seats